If you love Baltimore sports, you'll love WNST.net.
You on this question, and I guess this is significant. What happens when this race comes to town? What does the city look like? You've raced in these things so many times, as you said, from in the car and now from more of an executive role. What do we have? We have parties, tents, full hotels, beer in cans on the street, in cups, beer gardens, T-shirts. I mean, what is this? And I guess bleachers to watch race, along the...
Yep, you're going to have bleachers. You're going to have... it's going to be a carnival atmosphere. You're going to have a festival of speed, as you will.
How fast do the cars go? How fast will cars be going down Pratt Street?
Pratt Street, they'll be running about $1.70. About $1.75.
Dude, that's crazy, man. That's awesome.
Yeah.
$1.70 down Pratt Street?
Yeah. And then it's really all up to really how the organizers do at the city. I mean, I've seen Ferris wheels. I've seen the big bungee jumps. I've seen bands.
Sure.
It all depends on what the city does and the organizers of the event. I mean, it is a festival of speed. It's a carnival atmosphere. You're going to definitely have full hotels. You're going to have full restaurants. You're going to have all those things, and you're going to have a lot of people.
It's a little bit of a Super Bowl weekend, really, for the city in a lot of ways.
That's a great analogy, Nestor. Actually, we had a clip from the Mayor Rick Baker of St. Petersburg, where they've had a very successful run, who has compared having the Grand Prix of St. Petersburg come to Tampa St. Pete as being like the Final Four coming every year. And so it has a huge spin-off in terms of sort of economic benefit. The other thing I wanted to add is that we intend to make this a sort of top of mind from a year-round perspective. We want to do a lot of charity stuff sort of coming up to the event.
And this isn't a one-shot deal. Obviously, if this happens, it then becomes the Preakness. It then becomes something that you can get every single year. I mean, just as an example for you, I saw what the Dew Tour did, with the skate ramps and all that stuff down in the city. I mean, it certainly brought 40,000 legitimately people down into the city that shopped, that spent money, that hung out, that were a part of it. And this is a whole different culture of people. This is a whole different, more international, certainly a different socioeconomic background. All of that's there to fill up the higher-end hotels and the restaurants and the whole spiel, right?
That's exactly right. The typical demographic that we're looking at is, the typical salary for an Indy fan is about 80 grand a year, which is obviously, it's a great demographic when you're comparing that with NASCAR is about $40,000 a year. We want this to be a festival. We think that probably 50% of the people who come won't even be racing fans. And we want to make sure that those folks have a great time and come back the following year. When I was out in Detroit, they had the band Everclear. I mean, they do a lot of sort of ancillary things. They're in Houston. They do the women's beach volleyball, team will play, and it's there's just a lot of other things that we plan to do and make this just a tremendous festival.
If you love Baltimore sports, you'll love WNST.net.